What is going on, guys? My name is MindMelt, and today we are taking a look at how you create a server using gPortal for Scum. And once you're on the server, how you become an admin and use admin commands. You can kick players, you can spawn items, you can do all kinds of great stuff. So make sure you stick around, guys. And if you are enjoying this video, make sure you smash a like and don't forget to subscribe. Alright guys, so over here we are at g-portal.us. That is the site that you want to go to rent yourself a Scum server. You can also rent lots of different types of game servers. So let's take a look here. There are so many different types of game servers that you can rent. Wylands, Rust, Conan, Ark, Rend, Eco, Pixark. I mean, it's just ridiculous. There's so many games here. It's pretty crazy. But what we're looking at today, we are looking at Scum. So I'm going to select Scum. And really what the first thing you want to do is when you get to the site, you want to either register. So you can go ahead and register and create an account with gPortal, or you want to log in. And I'm going to go ahead and log in, and I will be right back. Okay, I am logged in, and you can actually see down below here what locations are available before you even order the server. So in my scenario, I'm going to pick US East, and this type of server has a 20 slot minimum. Not all the servers have that, to my knowledge. Some of them are less, but with Scum, that is a minimum of 20 slots. So we're going to choose 20 slots, and then we are going to go ahead and continue. And then the next thing up is the payment method. So you want to select your credit card, or you want to select PayPal. I personally have credit with gPortal, so I'm going to use credit for this tutorial. So let's go ahead and click on order, and I'm going to show you guys exactly how fast and exactly how easy this really is to set up your very own Scum server. What we're going to do is actually click on activate now. You can activate the product later if you want to come back to it, but I suggest go ahead and clicking on activate now. Your product has been successfully activated, and the option is to go to game server configuration. Go ahead and click on that. So down here you will see a brand new server. It's currently showing offline. It's called Scum US East server by gPortal, and we are going to be able to change that. We're going to be able to customize that how we would like. And then I'm just going to click right here onto our server, just right onto the name bar there, and it takes us into the server. So we can see here that the status of the server is offline. It is a Scum server. We can start the server. We can totally reinstall the server, which no need to. It's a fresh server right now. Down here we can monitor the CPU and the RAM load if that's something that's interested to you. What I would suggest doing is heading up here to the basic settings tab. We were on server status. Now we want to go to basic settings. And this is where you start to be able to customize your server. So I'm going to call it my Scummy server here. All right. And then you're going to always want to have some sort of admin password. So we're going to set that to cheesy goodness. Now here you can select a server password. If you wanted to select a server password of whatever you want, we're going to call it 12 gauge. And then somebody would have to enter this password to connect to your private server. So if you don't want that, if you want it to be an open server, you can just go ahead and not fill anything out into this server password box. Next up, we have slots, and it just shows us our 20 slots that we have there. Down below that, we have a selection for save game. And once you are running the server and build up saves, you should be able to go back through here and select previous saves if you would like to. Moving on down the list here, we have a couple of options down here that you can set. Time to remain in game after leave game request, which is time to remain in game after leave game request in seconds. And basically that's a 20-second timer where you are still in the game after you hit the leave request. That's to help the server kind of make sure that you're saving everything properly and nothing gets lost. And then the next one is max allowed zombies in the world. You can set this to something ridiculous. You can set this to 0. You can set this however you would like. And I'm just going to go ahead and enter 30 there. And then we have max allowed animals in the world. And that one, you can set that to 0, or you can set that to like, I'm going to set that to like 4,000 animals because I like a lot of animals in my world. That's kind of what I'm into. And then the culture is the language selection. You can choose EN, DE, or RU. I'm going to continue with EN for English. And then let's scroll back up here, and what we're going to do is take a look here at this section. This is called the admin command section. So you can find more information in the wiki. Click here. I'm going to open that up in another tab, and we will come back to that. The first thing that we see here is a reserved player list, and this is a list of Steam IDs that are allowed to join the server even if it's full. So you can basically say, hey, I want to reserve a spot for these players, my buddies, my pal, my squad. I want to reserve slots for those guys. And you can do that here by entering the Steam 64 ID. Now, what's a Steam 64 ID? I would suggest, if you don't know what a Steam 64 ID is or how to get that, you would want to go over to this website, steamid.io. That is the URL. It's steamid.io. And here you can basically put in your Steam profile address. Okay? So you put in your Steam profile address, and this is going to give you your Steam 64 ID. Okay, now I'm logged into my Steam. I went to steampowered.com, their main website, logged in, and this is how you would get your profile URL is what you need. Okay, so you would come in and go to your profile, click on profile, and then at the top in the URL bar, you're just going to copy what's in there. And so mine would give you something like steamcommunity.com/ID/your username, your login name. And then you can come back over to Steam.io and paste that in, click on lookup, and this is going to give you your Steam 64 ID. Now, the reason why I've went into this is because this is going to be very important here in a few minutes. You're going to want to make sure that you copy that Steam 64 ID or keep it somewhere that you can easily access again. Over here back in the admin command sections, the admin access. This is where you put a Steam 64 ID, which should be able to run administrator commands on your server. So if you want you or multiple other people to be able to run administrator commands on your server, this is how you basically whitelist yourself to your server saying, yes, I am the admin, give me the admin powers. So you want to paste in your Steam 64 ID. If you have somebody else, you want to go ahead and paste in their Steam 64 ID, and so on and so on and so on. So if you have 5 people you want to all be admins, you can do that. It's just a list of these Steam 64 IDs. You basically say to your friend, go on, get your Steam 64 ID from the steamid.io website, and then you're good to go. Down below, we have the ban list. So if you basically come across a profile of somebody that you want to ban and you can see their Steam account, you can also look up their Steam 64 ID. And if you do, you can enter that Steam 64 ID here in the ban list and have a whole list of different ones that you want to ban. You're like, I want to ban this guy, I want to ban that guy, I want to ban all these guys. So that's where you would enter all of these, and you can go ahead and make sure that those accounts do not connect to your server. This is a list of players that you would say, I want these players to exclusively be able to join, nobody else. So let's say you have you want to make a private server with 6 of your buddies, and you don't want to deal with passwords or anything like that, but you also don't want other people just randomly showing up in your server, ruining everything that you've set up. So what you would do is ask your buddies, get your Steam 64 IDs, and you put them all into this list, right? You enter the Steam 64 IDs, all of your friends, and only these accounts that correspond with these Steam 64 IDs can actually connect. Anybody else is going to get rejected if they try to connect. Down below, we have the extended settings. So we have a couple of different things that we can set here, and it gives you a tooltip that tells you what's going on here. The first thing is spawner groups expiration time in minutes. Respawn time of items on the ground in minutes. You have to be at least 50 meters away from the spawn, otherwise the items will not spawn. So this is the timer that in minutes that it's going to respawn. So you could set that to like 10 minutes. You could probably set that to even like 0.2. You could set that low. As low as you can go is probably 0. And then the next one is the sentry damages. And I think that's talking about the robots that are in the high loot areas, like your air bases and your like military bases and stuff like that. Okay, so this decreases the damage of the sentry. So you could basically set that to 0 if you don't even want them to do any damage at all. You could set it to 50 to do a whole lot of damage. I'm just gonna set this back to 1, but you can increase or decrease this option as well. Spawner probability multiplier. This is how fast items respawn in open areas, so you can control that, and I'm sure that's going to be in minutes as well. We also have the zombie damage multiplier. So if you're like sick of the zombies, you can just turn their damage off. If you want like a totally crazy mode, you can set this to like 10, and then the zombies are going to be like super OP powerful. And when you're just starting out, the zombies are pretty tough actually, especially with melee weapons. So keep that in mind how you want to set your zombie damage. The next thing we have is examine spawner probability multiplier. And this is how fast items respawn after another player has looted. So you can change this to a higher value or a lower value. I would suggest maybe a lower value if you want things to keep on spawning. And if it seems to spawn too quickly, you can go ahead and increase this right here. Once you have everything set, make sure you click on save there. Once you have everything set up here, we're going to make sure that we click on save at the top. Then we have system. Here we can add a new entry. And this is where you can basically do restarts. You can say like if you wanted the server to restart on a certain time of every day, or a certain time of every week, or a certain time of every month, you could do that. You can tell it what time you want it to happen, between like 7 and 8 a.m. Or you could say 12 to 1 p.m. and we want that in New York time. All right, we could give a description, reboot from 12 to 1 p.m. every day, and then just click save. And then we have a reboot. The next thing we can go to is backup, and this is how you can back up your server. I don't really have any data that we've really stored, and we haven't even fired up the server yet, so there's really no need to back up, but you can come into this spot and you can create or restore backups from your server. You can only create 1 backup per hour, and backups are not possible between the hours of 1900 and 2100 because they're going to be doing backup maintenance during those times. But just keep that in mind. If you want to do a backup, you've got all the rest of the time during the day, and you can come in here and do a backup, or you can do a restore. The last option here is auto update. Here you can activate the auto update option, which will restart your game server automatically when there's a new game update. Now, I would say use this with caution. Yes, you'll have the latest updated server, But if people are playing on the server and it decides to automatically update, guess what happens? Everybody gets booted. You have to wait for the server to come back up, and it's kind of a little letdown. But the good thing is the G Portal servers are really fast and they come up very quickly. And I'm saying that from experience of dealing with other hosts, especially with Ark Survival Evolved servers. Some servers just don't seem to come up as quickly as others, and G Portal is definitely some of the fastest servers I have ever seen. Okay, so the last step here is we want to go ahead and click on Start. We don't want to reinstall, so make sure you don't click reinstall. You click on Start. And then over here, right under the name is your IP address for your server. I would go ahead and highlight and copy that IP address. So let's go ahead and copy that now. Okay, so the next thing we want to do is be able to connect to your new server that you just created. So you're going to fire up the game, and we're going to want to click on multiplay, right? So you can hit refresh, and you can just try to look for your server. You can also try to search for it, and it might not come up right away. So what I would suggest doing is basically just taking your IP address that you have, that you copied from before, just go over here and just paste that in, and then click on connect. And we are in, we are connected to the server. So let me go ahead and create a character real fast, and we're gonna get in and take a look at those admin commands. Okay, so once you are loaded into the game's running on the server, everything's looking amazing. What you want to do, if you want to become the ultimate Scum admin guy, then basically just press the letter T, okay? And then what you want to do is type in once you enter the hashtag, that just populates a list of all the different commands that you can do. So basically you can list players. So you would do hashtag list players. All right. And that should give you a character and Steam ID. The next thing you can do is you can kick players, you can ban players, you can list assets, you can spawn items, spawn characters, location, teleport to, set fame points. So you can also set your own fame points in there, and let's do that right now. So let's say in the corner you can see I have 0 fame points right now, right? So let's go ahead and set hashtag set fame points space, and then give it a value. So we're gonna say we are 5999, and check that out. We now have 5,999 fame points. So if that's something that you need as an administrator, or you would just like that in your own custom server, that's totally up to you. And that's something you can totally do with the admin commands. The next option that's really interesting to me is the hashtag spawn item. Okay, there's a whole bunch of items in the game. The one that we're going to spawn in, oh wait, I tapped out. Okay, so let's spawn an item. We're going to do hashtag spawn item space, and we're going to type in 1911 for this option. And we spawned a 1911. Let me go ahead and hit enter, and you can see it here in front of me. Let's go into the vicinity, and we have a 1911 silver that I can't seem to pick up anywhere, but we also have some 12 gauge shells that we've spawned. What we can also do is we can also spawn a backpack. So that would be hashtag spawn item, and it is backpack _01 _01, and that gives us a backpack. Let's get out of the chat there. Let's go ahead and pick that up, and now we should be able to pick this up into the inventory. Oh yeah. So now you're running around, you got your fancy backpack, you got your 1911, you got your 12 gauge shotgun shells, and you're feeling pretty good about yourself. So let's see, what other kinds of commands and items can you spawn? Okay, Gportal has a lovely little wiki entry here that talks about how do you become an admin, and those are the settings that we already went over. Basically, you need to enter your Steam 64 ID into the admin access area here. Make sure you save that and then start your server up again. And then down below, there are a list of admin commands. And I will include a link to this website down below in the description. So this gives you your hashtag that shows you all the admin commands, lists players. You can list the players with Steam ID, Steam names, and character names. You can kick someone, and this is how you do it. You enter their Steam ID, Steam name, or character name. So hashtag kick space their Steam name or character name. Hashtag ban space Steam name or character name. Hashtag location Steam name or character name returns the position of the selected player. So that would be used for if your friend is somewhere on the map, you don't know where they are, you don't know where you are. You can basically do a hashtag location and enter their name, Tasty Taco, or whatever your friend's name might happen to be. And that will give you a position of where that player is, give you an idea where you need to go. Okay, the next thing is list assets, item, space, filter. Displays a list of items that can be spawned. The filter is optional. If you take wood as a filter, for example, all items which have wood in the name will be displayed. The next option is the spawn item, which we talked about before. And you can spawn a special item. Asset is the item name. So it would be hashtag spawn item space banana 3, and you can get 3 bananas. The next option is to spawn a character. You can spawn a special NPC. So you could spawn a zombie right in front of you if you would like to. The next option is to teleport. The next option is teleport to. This would be teleport invoking player near the specified player. And the last option is set fame points, and you need a value. So you could set the fame points of a specified value. If second argument is not provided, set fame points to invoking player. So that means if you haven't specified someone else that you're giving the fame points to, you're going to get them yourself. Okay? But you can do hashtag set fame points, enter a value, and then enter a bracket and enter a Steam name, Steam ID, or character name. So there's your name, Tasty Taco, whatever your friend's name is. You say set fame points, hashtag set fame points, and I want him to have a whole 5 fame points to Tasty Taco. And then down here you can also see which items and NPCs can be spawned. There's a whole list of these things. You guys can take a look and scroll through these. I mean, you can see we're only in B right now, and we've been scrolling for quite a minute. C, there's so much stuff here where there's chocolate candy, there's crabs, crab legs. I don't know what all this stuff is and what it all does, but you can spawn it in, and these are the exact codes that you need to be able to do that. Alright guys, so that pretty much sums it up. That is how you make a server and how you become admin and start spawning in items and teleporting and doing all your admin command stuff that you want to do. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to leave me a like, and don't forget to subscribe if you guys want more content. Let me know what you'd like to see down in the comments below. And guys, we will see you again next time on Mindmeld Gaming. Oh yeah. Swim, buddy, swim. Oh man, everything is so shiny and so wet looking. There's no fish down here, is there? Oh, I can kind of see the front of my guy a little bit. Alright, see you later, everybody.